1, 2, 3, tuning into what's hot like a cup of tea. The Burp is live, it's time to feast with BLT icon bringing you the heat. Static on the dial and the crackle in the air, feeling like a rebel in the days wear and tear. The BLT icon's pouring out the noise, tuning into the Burp with the glitch and poise. Let's go!
Banter mixed with a dash of wild, keep your brainwaves swirling, keep your thoughts unfiled. Nothing is too strange, no tale is taboo. Catch up with the icons, there's always something new. Hot takes cooler than a summer breeze, hidden gems uncovered with the greatest ease.
It is playoff time, y'all. Hey, welcome back, everybody. The Burp is back. Took a little bit of a extended vacation there, but it's good to see you guys again. How is it going? Welcome back, Billy, Luca. Good to see your smiling faces, just like always. Luca, don't do that.
Don't do that.
The forced smile.
Right. Now, hey, you know what? It's good to be back, and we have a really, really cool episode for everybody today. We're going to hop right back into the NBA because guess what? The NBA playoffs are starting. Holy cow. Can you believe we're at that time of year already? Where it's the NBA playoffs? Like, my goodness. So, as always, though, let's start off like normal. Again, good to see you. How you doing? How you been? How's it going? Where you going? First of all, what are y'all drinking? Luca, what do you got?
Oh, man. So this is a first in Burp history.
Oh, boy.
But I'm just drinking water.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got COVID and everything. So, yeah, recovering from that. And so wife said, yeah, it's probably not the greatest thing for you to go and get sloshed when you are finally feeling good for once. So I am not getting sloshed tonight.
Okay.
Weak.
Well, that's weak sauce. Isn't that an NBA theme? Weak sauce. Don't bring that weak sauce here. I don't know.
It is.
All right. Billy, what about you? What are you drinking today?
Well, I have the Rockies again tonight, but it's just not ordinary Rockies. This is a celebratory Rockies for beating both your asses in the NCAA.
I was
bracket.
waiting for that.
Go Gators.
Man.
Let's get it.
That
was so close. So close.
Yeah, I will say Billy hopped everybody and took the win. I came in second. Luca, I think you came in a little further down than that, but
way further down just because Duke didn't make it.
Dookie, you want to talk about that? How about some Dookie there? They literally took a minute and 12-second shit all over the floor. So, yeah.
It was rough.
We don't need to talk about it anymore. That's in the past.
All right. Well, I'm also gonna live the high life though today for second place in the NCAA. So I'll live the high life today. I'm not gonna do the Michelob. I still need to. I'm still slimming down and trying, but we're gonna do a little bit of high life today. So
looked like the beach bod was working pretty good for you with all that.
You know what? That's why my wife had to stand really far away to take a picture, so that it had that weird effect and looked a little slimmer. Otherwise, I scared some dolphins and shit like that.
Boy.
Yeah, but yeah, actually, they probably thought I was like a killer whale coming after him. Like, oh, look at this biggie. So, all right. Anyway, moving on. We have a great episode for y'all today. We are going to talk about the playoffs. Specifically, we're going to jump right to what we think is going to happen in the Eastern Conference Finals. We're also going to, after that, then jump to the NBA Finals. What do we think? Who's going to represent who? And who's going to win, actually. So, and then we're going to, at the end of this, we're going to go over our individual awards as well. We're going to talk about who we think the MVP is. We're going to talk about who we think Coach of the Year is. And we're going to talk maybe about who we think the worst player of the year was. Possibly, maybe. Well, anyway, that's the plan. That's what today's going to look like. We're going to finish up with some What Should You Know? And we're also going to finish up with some trivia. It's been 2 weeks since we've talked about it. So we're going to do some trivia, get back on track, and we got a hell of a show for y'all today. So what do you guys say? You ready to get started?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just real quick, when you played that intro, I got to say, I wish I could do a Marv Albert impersonation. of just some like step back Jordan 3 and say it wasn't a push off from Byron Russell, but I can't impersonate that guy. It would have been great to have him on here to do that intro though.
Didn't Marv Albert get caught in a motel room with a prostitute or something? Right?
I mean,
sounds familiar.
That's more the Marv Albert I see you as.
wow.
Damn. Okay. Okay.
She takes off her clothes. The shot is up. Oh, Angel Reese is here tonight.
Brick. He couldn't get
He's
it
a
in.
brick.
Sorry.
Oh,
Brick travel.
You ain't getting that, Ramon. All right. So
Wah,
let's
wah.
hop right into the Eastern Conference Finals. Luca, we're gonna start with you today. What do your Eastern Conference Finals look like for what do the conference finals look like for both the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference for you? What do you got?
Eastern Conference. I think there's something special going on in Milwaukee. I have the Bucks going to
Okay.
Eastern Conference Finals. That's right. They're going to beat the Pacers. So tough to swallow this, but saying that they're going to beat the Cavs, I think they're going to beat the Cavs. Just off of
all right.
experience. So I think they're going to make the Eastern Conference Finals. And I got Boston. Boston come back, win another 60 games to be the team that they are, even though they were 0-3 against them in the regular season. Those are the two teams I got playing in the Eastern Conference Finals. Western Conference Finals. I've been riding the OKC train, so I'm going to stick with them going to the Western Conference Finals. And then looking at the 3 seed all the way to the 6 seed, they're separated by like a game or two. They're really close. So I flipped a coin and it landed on Minnesota. So I picked Minnesota. I think now that they have a healthy roster, they got Randall back and you got Rudy Gobert back. It's their time. They need to get over that hump. And if Ant-Man is really going to be that next man up to lead the NBA, got to do it now.
Yeah, I mean, what better time is there? So, okay, no, very cool. So let's go. You had Boston, was it, and Milwaukee?
Boston
And then
versus
you
Milwaukee.
You had OKC
OKC.
versus Minnesota.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very, very cool. I think a lot of people can get on board with that one.
Cool.
Billy, what do you got?
Man, I just this one was kind of hard for me. I don't know. It was hard for me to put this together, so I'll be to the point just because me think why waste time, say lot word when few word do trick. Eastern Conference, I have Cavaliers and Celtics. I have the Cavs. I think they'll go far. They've been at or near the top of the conference all season. And the Celtics are defending champs, so they're going to want to run it back. And I hate to say it because I'm not a Celtics fan, and I think Jason Tatum is a poser with his copycat interviews. But they're good. They really are. I wanted to originally root for the Bucks, so I was with Luca on that. I really wish I could say the Bucks. I even sent Luca some money to place a bet for me in Arizona that the Bucks win it all. But I don't see it happening, unfortunately. Dame's still out with that blood clot, and pretty sure it was announced today that he's going to miss the start of the playoffs, so I can just see that potentially hurting them.
They're expecting him. They're saying if he's healthy, he could be back by game 3.
Okay, well, that's just good. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong, but that's who I have for the Eastern Conference. Western Conference, I have the Lakers and Nuggets.
Oh, Lakers! That was a surprise. Lakers.
Yeah,
Okay.
I tried to just. So here's the thing, Lakers. I mean, we have to just face the reality that LeBron is just doing crazy things at the age of 40.
Yeah.
I mean, now don't get me wrong, he's a flopping, whiny clown, but he's still performing at a high level. And you got Luka Doncic on the team. He's playing with that huge chip on his shoulder. JJ Redick's coaching the team. I think they're just going to level up. The Nuggets, former champs 2 seasons ago, return to glory perhaps. The Joker, he's having an outstanding season. I can see it. I did also want to throw OKC in there, but I just think they're young. Come playoff time, I think the veterans, the ones who've been there before several times, they end up prevailing. I don't think it's OKC's time just yet.
Is it true that JJ Redick's going to suit up for him too in case they need a 3-point shooter?
Probably could.
Probably
could.
Yeah. You know what? That's surprising with the Lakers, but hearing you talk about it and the Nuggets too, I can definitely see that as well. I was completely out on those guys. So
Yeah.
no, that's now you're gonna
No, I
make me
agree,
think about it.
especially with the Nuggets. With didn't they just
Mhm.
fire their coach and the GM's out after this year? There's a bunch of turmoil going on there, and then the Lakers, yeah, the chip on the shoulder, but
Mhm.
how's their depth? Hey, if that's the Eastern Conference Finals, I mean, that's pretty dope.
Western, yeah, West. Oh yeah,
Or Western Conference Finals,
yep.
my bad.
Nope. All
Yeah,
good.
I guess I didn't think about the Nuggets firing their coach. So yeah, I'll
Hey,
probably play
maybe
the
that
Jazz,
adds an
but
extra chip onto
Yeah.
their shoulder too.
yeah,
What
for
kind of
sure.
story is that? That's a crazy story, right? Like fire your
Yeah,
coach, win
that's
a championship.
yeah.
Who's the interim coach for the Nuggets in the time? Did they bump some assistant coach up, or what are they doing with that?
JJ Redick.
Jesus,
Oh,
He's coaching multiple teams now.
okay,
he's just the answer to everything today. JJ
Yeah,
Redick.
JJ Redick.
That's fair.
He's also on their playoff roster.
All right, so a couple teams that I don't think he's on the playoff roster are going to be the ones I tell you here. So the East coming for me is going to be Cleveland. I think Cleveland is going to unfortunately just steamroll, the first couple rounds here. That includes the Bucks. Now, I'm really torn on that because, and on my argument later, I'm going to contradict myself right now. So, but I'll live through that. I'll own that. So right now, I do have Cleveland, and they're going to be going up against Boston. There's just it's the 1-2, very stereotypical, but both teams this year were kind of like buzzsaws and just went through the East. And then, yeah, with the Celtics being defending champs, again, running it back, just a good team, a lot of experience. They've done it. They know what's going on, right? So Cleveland, though, just buzzed through the NBA this year, actually. They were the team. Boston was the team last year. This year, it's Cleveland. So those are my two teams out of the East. Out of the West, I do have OKC going to the conference finals. They were right on par with Cleveland as the top team in the NBA this year. They have the probable MVP on their team. They have a little bit of depth there too, with like 3 of their top 5 players are averaging 18 points plus. So you're getting a lot of game time. You're getting a lot of points out of them. They can put up points. Jalen Williams, I think, Chet Holmgren. Holmgren only played 32 games this year, though, so whichever. But anyway, the selling point for me was the fact that the Oklahoma City Thunder have Alex Caruso. That's it. I'll leave that one. So, but I do think they're going to go against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And Luca, you kind of talked a lot about the pieces they have. They're going to be that underdog story coming through out of the 6th seed. And then I also think, and we've talked about him earlier episodes, Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man, Michael Jordan 2.0, possibly 3.0, whatever you want to call it. I think he is going to take that next step. So I think we're going to see Minnesota at least get to those conference finals. So that's mine. That's my conference finals. But I'm not going to tell you who wins yet until we get to the finals. So
Ooh.
what do we feel about conference finals, guys?
I loved your Western Conference picks.
Mhm.
I could not disagree with them at all.
I
In
liked
fact, I might have picked that for myself.
All right. Perfect. Okay. So we know who we got. We think we're feeling pretty good about who's going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's jump right away to the NBA Finals, where everyone wants to get road to glory, right? NBA Finals. Let's start there. Who do we think is going to be in the NBA Finals, and who do we think is going to be the NBA champion for the 24-25 season? Luca, let's go ahead and start back with you again. What do you got?
All right. I think I'm going to start off Western Conference. I think it's OKC. I think they have a very young team. They are one of the top defensive teams in the league. They are one of the top offensive teams in the league. And I think they've had a lot of growth over the past X amount of years that this is going to take me back to when you had Harden, you had Durant, and you had Westbrook all on that team, a very young OKC team, and they surprise a lot of people. I think they duplicate that and they go to the finals. Eastern Conference, I have the Bucks upsetting Boston. There's just
Okay.
something special about this Bucks team that they're clicking right now. I think Dame comes back. You have Giannis. Both those guys can score 30 at any time. We have Kevin Porter Jr., who can pop off 20 at any time. Kuzma, who can pop off 20 at any given moment. We have so much depth to that roster. I didn't know Planet Pat could still score 43 like he did against the Pistons the other night. We have Bobby Portis back. We have Robin Lopez. The depth that we have now and the youth that we needed is all there. We stole the trade deadline by getting Kevin Porter Jr. and by getting Kuz. I think it was what we needed to get over, and they're blending really well. I think we finished the season 8-2 without having Dame. Now we get Dame back. It might be a rough first round, but then boom, we just click and we're in that finals. Now, as far as who wins the finals, you know what? I'm already in deep. Let's go Milwaukee.
Okay.
I'm a homer. I want to turn that $10 into $500.
I like that.
You know what? I hope you are so right. I mean, I hope you are so right. Like, that would be awesome because we got to see it in 21. It would be great to see it again in 25.
I think this is the last one that Giannis gets with the Bucks, but I think
there's
it's
a hot
this
take. Okay.
year. Yeah, I would like to see him get another one. I don't know that happens, but there's just something special about this team that they mesh really, really well. I feel something special.
I would be interested to see if the Bucks make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but if they were to go up against the Celtics, then you got Dame versus Drew Holiday. You know, who go gets another title. So anyway, go ahead. Finish up your show.
Oh, that was it. I'm good to go.
Okay. Then love it. Again, I would love if the Bucks made that happen. Billy, what do you got for us?
I don't have the Bucks winning it.
Oh
No.
I will say though, before I tell mine, that Luca, your point is really good because the Bucks always, I feel like they always turn it up when it matters. Like, you know, sometimes they coast through the season, they figure it out, they turn it up come playoff time, and I feel like in 21 that's what they did. So I didn't pick them. I hope you're right. Eastern Conference, I have the Cavaliers.
Okay.
And you guys are gonna hate me. Western Conference, I have the Lakers.
Okay.
So I'm
going.
I'm going all in on the LeBron storyline. I guess
Yes,
I think you have the story of LeBron James, the prodigal son, returns to Cleveland, where he brought their first ever NBA championship and the first title to Cleveland since 1964. Now with his new team playing against his old team and all that cinema that will follow it.
Yep.
You know, but I had the Cavaliers getting the best of the Lakers though, winning the finals, showing that they can win a title without LeBron, and getting that last monkey off their back that way, and just doing it in a dramatic fashion against the same guy that brought them back to relevance.
It'd be nice if Cleveland won in Cleveland against the Lakers.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that storyline right there.
And then you have like Donovan Mitchell yell like, "Cleveland, this is for you," or something like that.
Yep, it's for Cleveland. It's not for LeBron. It's for
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that storyline. That would be cinema. So, okay, I could get behind that too. So far, I love both of your guys' finals. Mine maybe not so great. I honestly just went with the two teams that just were, like I used the term before, they were like a buzzsaw through the league. So coming out of the East, you know, Cleveland versus Boston, I have Cleveland representing the East in the NBA Finals. Again, just the number one team. Same thing out of the West with Oklahoma City. I have Oklahoma City coming out of the West, and again, they're going to go ahead and beat the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves just aren't there. They're not ready to get over that hump, but they're close. But OKC is just such a good, deep team, right? Like their benches, everything is just, they're a solid NBA basketball team, and you can see them being successful. So I do have Cavaliers versus the Thunder, and I do have the Cavaliers winning. And to kind of second kind of Billy, what you said there is like, I see Dan Gilbert getting up on the stage and saying stuff like, you know, Cleveland, this is for you. Like, LeBron, we did it without you this time, you know, just kind of monkey off the back is a good analogy to use there. But just Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, these guys that are leading the Cavaliers right now, again, high scoring team, just ran through the league. Just they're the team this year, like Boston was last year. And the Nuggets the year before. You know, you get that one team that you just get that feel of, and that's them. So,
Mhm.
So that's my finals, and I love both yours. I don't like mine just because it's kind of boring to me, you know. So
Not at all.
But you know
And
what?
you know what? Oh, sorry.
No, go
You
ahead.
know what? I keep forgetting that the Cavs got DeAndre Hunter at the trade deadline too.
yeah.
I
DeAndre
mean,
Hunter,
come
I like
on, man. Another superstar there.
Yeah. So they're like I said, these are just the two teams in my eyes that are just those teams this year. You know, I mean, could there be a flop like the Nuggets of 98 or whatever it was? Absolutely. But I don't foresee it. I think this is going to be a lot like the NCAA tournament where all four number ones made it to the end, and you're going to have both number ones make it to the end here. So
Mhm.
that's what I'm thinking. But
They are number one for a reason, and I really don't want the Celtics to repeat. I really don't want it, and I couldn't care less about Cleveland and the Cavaliers. But I do think, I said earlier it's not OKC's time yet, but I think it's Donovan Mitchell's time. I think,
yeah.
for him to get traded to go to, at the time, a shit Cavaliers team, and then just grind it out, and to where now they've been at the top of their conference or close to it for most of the season. It's like a nice little turnaround, feel good story. So I can
Definitely
see
is.
it. I can see it.
Okay.
Can you imagine round 2 of Jason Tatum saying cringy things? He just pulls out a new script. He starts quoting Rocky. He starts going, Adrian. He just starts yelling that out of nowhere, and everybody's like, What is he doing?
Right? Not still won't be Kobe quotes this year.
Yeah,
It'll
and
just be-
Jordan.
Yeah.
The Jordan quotes. Oh my
Kevin
God.
Garnett quotes, Kanye quotes. The dude's what
Yeah.
a chode.
Like,
I
get your
wonder
own
if he
material,
did
bro.
it to be funny.
I don't think so. That's the thing. I don't think so.
Seems serious.
I thought it was like cringe funny. I'm like, oh haha, he's saying that. Oh haha, he's doing the pose in the locker room, and you could tell he was doing it on purpose,
Right.
for
Like,
the shots. So
well,
I thought it was a joke.
yeah, and I just think in that moment when he did the whole KG thing, like, we did it, like, KG was anything is possible or whatever, and he goes, we did it. Like, I don't think he's joking in that moment because, like, they just won a championship. And the thing that I also thought was really corny was a couple years ago when, like, rest in peace Kobe, but like Kobe was already passed, and he like texted Kobe before like a game where it was like, this one's for you or whatever, and then they got eliminated. So it's just he does some cringy ass shit. I can't be on board with that.
Yeah, I agreed. I'm not his biggest fan.
Well, where did he go get his education from? Duke.
Ooh, that's right.
I forgot about that.
That says a
He was
lot.
only there for a year, so clearly he didn't pay attention much. He didn't learn anything.
Right.
All right, fellas. So again, I love both of yours. I'm okay with either of those happening. More or less of the Bucks, obviously being a homer. But yeah, no. Great feedback. Appreciate it, guys. I'm excited to see how this works out. The play-in games are probably starting today or tomorrow.
The playing games, Hawks are playing right now. Actually, I wonder how that game's going.
So they're playing right now. You guys aren't going to see this video until Friday. So that's why we jumped to the Eastern Conference Finals, because we kind of have an idea of how the first round is probably going to play out, barring any upsets. But I love it. This was a lot of fun. I'm excited to see how this turns out. See who might be. We'll see who's right. Speaking of seeing who's right, let's make some more predictions here, shall we?
Let's go for it.
Okay. Why don't we jump into the individual awards? Specifically, we're going to look at 2, maybe 3 of them. But I think the big one that everyone wants to talk about is the MVP. So we're not going to talk about that right now. Swerve. I swerved you there. No. Well, what I do want to talk about first, though, is I want to talk about Coach of the Year, just because we were just talking about these teams. These teams obviously need a coach. So let's talk about Coach of the Year minus the Nuggets and minus the Suns. But Coach of the Year, what do you guys got? Luca, let's go ahead and start with you.
I've been on that OKC train, so I respect this guy a lot. Mark Daignault, I think I'm saying his last name right. He's been with the team since getting years 2020, 2021. I took him from 22 and 50 all the way up to 68 and 14 this year. Yes, he was Coach of the Year last year, but he improved on that record. He develops guys who shouldn't be superstars. The only guy who he has only 2 guys he has that were lottery picks that he's developed is Jalen Williams and SGA. Yeah, you could throw Chet in there, but Chet hasn't played enough games. He was a number 2 pick overall. Great pick by them. But he's developed guys like Isaiah Joe. Nobody knows who that is, but he's averaging over 10 points a game. He's a second-round pick. Isaiah Hartenstein got that contract from him. What was he doing getting that money? Well, when you got Mark as your coach, now he's worth something. He actually did something this year, over 10 points this year for the first time in his career. Lou Dort, undrafted, has developed him. Aaron Wiggins, second-round pick. Like, it just goes on and on and on. TOS, you said their depth. They have depth for a reason. They're a top defensive team for a reason. Just to throw a couple more dumb stats at you, I think they're number 1 in steals, number 2 in blocks, and they are the best defensive team in the league. So his principles and what he brings to the table, it reminds me of a real NBA team, one that we loved watching back in the day. And I think that's why I'm on the OKC train. It's him. He is him as a coach.
Hey, that's a great, great. Love it. I think he's a good choice to go back to back for Coach of the Year. Billy, where you going? Who you got for Coach of the Year?
So I picked my Coach of the Year on a lot of the same talking points that Lucas said, except I picked someone from a team that we haven't mentioned yet in this episode, but I have JB Bickerstaff of the Detroit Pistons.
Oh,
so the reason why I like him is just because he was able to turn that team around from being a league doormat to being playoff.
The Pistons, yeah.
And now they're playoff bound, which was a great feat in itself. And I could be wrong, so correct me if I am, but I don't think they really have any of your household name players that people are running out to buy jerseys from. I mean, not to say they aren't loaded with talent, but you aren't seeing someone out there wearing a Malik Beasley or a Dennis Schroeder jersey outside of Detroit. But Florida, for example, you might be in Florida, might be in California, but you see people wearing Giannis jerseys. So I just don't think they have that star power on their team, but to still turn it around with what they're doing. So I think major props goes to him and what he's assembled there in Detroit.
That's a great pick.
And I agree with that because there's nobody. I mean, they got Kid Cunningham, who was a first overall pick.
That was the one name I was going to bring up.
Yeah, he's not like, as Billy says, he's not a jersey that you're seeing everybody wear.
There's not that star power there yet with him.
Yeah. I mean, we could say Tobias Harris, but the only reason we know him is because he was a Buck.
Yeah, he's a little ancient now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right? He's got some years on him, yep.
Yeah.
So, okay, no, I love that because, you make a great point with the Detroit Pistons coming back to relevancy. Now they're in the playoffs. You don't just do that without having the stuff, right, as a coach. So, great pick. Love it.
Yeah, I mean, he tripled their win total.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, which is awesome. So,
Mm-hmm.
the name I'm going to throw out there is the coach from Cleveland, which his name is Kenny Atkinson. Again, I just go back to what I was saying before, just the team this year, right? Like taking, he had the names that I was kind of mentioning before, Donovan Mitchell's, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley's, these guys that were just kind of like, again, also not full of star power, but just good basketball players that can average 18 plus points a game. But to win as many games as you do in the NBA like that with a team in Cleveland and the team you have there, you have a superstar in Donovan Mitchell. But just having that whole, he had to build this team, right? Like build the team around to get, just like we talked about OKC, has that depth, right? Has that strong basketball team. He's done a great job. Cleveland just ran through the NBA this year, and that just deservedly so. Here's the awards. Just take them. They're yours, right? So, I have Kenny Atkinson out of Cleveland. So, all right,
another solid pick.
Yep.
I mean,
all three good candidates for real.
Yeah, no, I love them. So,
and to support yours, TOS. He knows how to handle superstar talent. The one thing you kept on seeing in LA is they dog the coach because they can't handle LeBron. Well, you have Donovan Mitchell, who just so happens to be a really good person.
Yeah.
And you have superstar talent all around him. You never hear any drama.
And let me add this too about Kenny Atkinson is that he spent the last 4 seasons. All right, so he had a pretty epic failure in Brooklyn from 2016 to 2020. He only won 118 games in those 4 or 5 seasons, right? So it did not go well for him there. But he rebounded. He was an assistant coach with the Golden State Warriors, right? Just a consistent winning franchise, won the title in 2022, got another chance, and look what he's doing now. And you were talking about that superstar being able to manage them, the Steph Currys, right? Like Draymond Green, no, not superstars, but back then you had Klay Thompson. Durant was there maybe for a while at the beginning, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember when Durant left. But anyway, he was able to learn and rebound in Golden State and took that experience to Cleveland, and now they're the Golden State Warriors, basically. So
I think Durant was gone for the last one.
okay, he might have been. I couldn't remember. So all right, hey, that's Coach of the Year. A lot of great picks again. Love them. So again, here's your awards, guys. Take them. Go. You guys win. Congratulations, Coaches of the Year, and whoever gets it. You know what? Maybe it'll be Mike Budenholzer. I would love that.
He has won it twice, hasn't he? He's won it twice.
Once or twice, yeah.
At least one.
Yeah, once with Milwaukee. Did he get it with Atlanta previously?
I don't remember.
At least he's got one under his belt for sure, though.
Yeah. So let's give him this one too.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Perfect. Well, okay. The one that everybody's been wanting to talk about, and it's all over the sports, all over the news, is who is the worst player there. I'm sorry. It's who is the MVP of the NBA this year? Who is that guy? Who is the best player? Who is going to have their name etched in history after this season? Luca, I want to hear what you got to say about this. I think I know where you're going, but I want to hear it.
You know what? I'm going to switch it up.
Now I have no idea.
It's going to be OKC's SGA. Oh, wait. I've been on that train this whole time.
Jeez.
Fumbled that one. I think
Slipped out my hand.
he's due. He is due. I could bore you with stats, but so I am.
Yeah, please.
32.7 points a game. He led the league. He's shooting over 50% from the field, 38% from three-pointers. His plus-minus. He has the best plus-minus in the league with plus 918. That is spectacular. That is Jordan-esque numbers right there. Okay. So I think he is deservingly so, leading a young OKC team and doing it in a very positive manner. Our MVP. I think he got robbed last year. He was up there the year before. I think this year they just give it to him. It's almost like the Josh Allen effect. Like, hey, you've been close. We're just going to give it to you.
Okay.
Even though statistically, there's been better people this year.
I will agree with you to one point that last year it shouldn't have been Nikola Jokic, the Joker. I just bleh. Go. Okay, keep going.
No, that was it. I'm good.
Oh, okay. All right. So you have SGA as your MVP for the 24-25 NBA season.
Wake up, Billy.
All right.
I'm done with the stats.
Wait, that's how stats? Oh, all right. I'm up.
All right. Billy, it is up to you now. So what do you got? Who do you got for your MVP this year?
Mine is a little bit of a stretch, I feel, and I don't think you're going to like it, T-West, based on your last comment, but I do have Nikola Jokic as my MVP this year. And then the reason why I say it's a stretch is because he's already won it 3 times. So I'm not sure it's going to stick this season for a 4th, but now I'm going to bore you with stats. He's just the 3rd player in NBA history to average a triple-double for the season. And the way he plays, being such a big man, like, dude, you see some of the dimes that he does, like for being a big man, he's pretty agile, and he's not like, I shouldn't really say that because look at me. What I'm saying, he's not like this ripped jack guy. He's just like, you're a dude, but he can still ball, and I like that. But he's arguably having a better season this year than previous MVP seasons. And I think he's on pace to finish in the top 3 in scoring, rebounds, assists, and steals. Yes. And I like SGA. I like Luka's pick, but I think if you take the Joker away from the Nuggets, they have a far less chance of making the playoffs. But if you remove SGA from the Thunder, who is the front runner for MVP, and I do think that he deserves it, just like Luka said. But if you remove him from the Thunder, I think the Thunder are still a playoff-bound team.
Ooh, okay.
I will definitely. I was looking at stats earlier too, and to your point, yes, Nikola Jokic or whatever you want to call him, he was top 5 in like every single main category.
Yeah,
and it's like it's hard to go against that, right? Like 3-time MVP, maybe a fourth. SGA though, obviously is just the front runner. But both your guys, great picks. I can't disagree with them. I'm just not a Jokic fan. But okay, Luca, what do
This
you got?
guy missed something. He missed one stat.
Uh-oh.
Please fill us in.
Jokic leads in full court ball slaps for buckets. Because, of course, with 0.7 seconds, they just tossed him the ball and he slapped it all the way across the court
Yeah.
and sank it.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
And you
give
know,
the guy the award.
yeah. He's got. I mean, I can't remember exactly how the play was, but he did like this like weird like no look pass thing. I was like, it was cool. And the reason why I picked him is because if he was good enough to win MVP last year, and now he's having arguably a better year than last, why not? And this goes back to episodes way in the past where we've talked about this MVP thing in whatever sport it was. And this is like, it's just a popularity contest. Who's the popular one this year? Who hasn't won it yet? Who's due? Who's this? Who's that? I don't know. I just think it's always biased and it's not always accurate, but that's really where my mind's at when I think about that.
You're not wrong, though. You're not wrong. I mean, really can't argue against either guy's picks here. So now, one you probably can't argue against is my pick. Now, my MVP this year, being a homer, is I did want to go with SGA. I didn't want to go with Jokic, but he was better. But I'm gonna go with Giannis, and it wasn't Giannis until Dame went out. Right when you saw Dame go out, you saw a completely different basketball player, like 2021 Giannis, come back and play like he has played in the past. Now, Luca, I think you said that 8-2 stretch since he went down. The other thing I'll say with Giannis is still averaging over 30 points per game, right? This year was the third time in his career that he averaged 30 plus points, in a game, 10 plus rebounds in a game, and 5 plus assists in a game. The only other two people who have done that are Oscar Robertson, I think, and maybe Kareem. I don't know for sure. Like, you fact check me, and I'm okay with it. But he's only the third person to ever do that for the third time in his career. Like, so that's in rare company. But the fact that Damian Lillard went down, Giannis came up, and the Bucks had a resurgence. They're going into the playoffs hot is due to Giannis Antetokounmpo taking over and being an MVP player. Do the Bucks make it as the 5 seed without Giannis? I don't think so. Dame's out. No Giannis. Giannis is taking over that team. Yeah, you made some good points with Kuzma and Kyle Porter, and some of these guys helping out, but it's a different team. It's a different game. So you want to talk about most valuable player. The most valuable player to his team, especially, is Giannis in my eyes. So to me, I go Giannis. I know it's a far fetch. He may be top 3, top 4, but just looking at these last 10 games and taking into the fact that Damian Lillard's out with his blood clot, the Bucks have a legitimate chance to make a run at the NBA championship here. And that's where I'm contradicting myself, saying that they're not going to beat the Cavs, where if Giannis takes over, like we know he can, we can beat the Cavs. So I do have it being Giannis as my MVP. I love SGA. The Nikola Jokic pick is probably a very good. I have a hard time with it. I'm sorry. So, but yeah, I think all of our picks so far: Coach of the Year, NBA champion, MVPs. You can't really go wrong with
They're
it,
all
right?
top 3.
They're all.
They
top
have to
3.
be.
Yes,
Yeah. You know what? An honorable mention that I'm surprised none of us picked for league MVP. I thought one of you would have said it for sure. I'm really surprised no one did, but I can't believe no one picked Bronny James.
Oh, dude, G League MVP.
Close.
Yeah,
He was close. He was a far second on mine.
What was it? What did you say? TOS 2.7 points per game.
No, 3.7.
3.7. Yeah,
3.7
points per game.
He's only a rookie. Come on,
He's
guys.
killing it.
What I did say, because I think Winnie 2 brought that up, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe he could qualify for most improved because he was getting like 2.7 points per game.
Yeah.
He's increased by a whole point.
Yeah.
I
He
saw
bumped those numbers
something.
up.
I saw something online where they said in 5 years, Bronny was going to be better than Giannis. I'm like, how old will Giannis be then? I still don't think he'll be better.
No. You know what, though? Bringing up Bronny James can take us to our next portion here. let's talk about the what you should know, and maybe the what you should know is who is the worst NBA player in the NBA. Luca, I want to start with you because I'm curious as to who you have.
All
Legit
right.
curious.
Let's go to one of the worst teams in the league. Let's go with the Washington Wizards.
Oof.
And they just couldn't get out of their own way. But I think there's one player in particular that really helped them
Chris
just
Middleton.
get in their own way. And it's
Chris Middleton.
Carlton Carrington.
It's his name.
Carlton Carrington. Like his parents didn't like him just from birth.
It's a bad
No.
name.
Yeah. And he got 30 minutes per game. 30 minutes per game. That's more than most point guards out there. He only averaged 9.8 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. His plus minus is the worst in the league with negative 798. He beat out everybody else by almost like 200 in the plus minus. Not to mention the other 3 guys in the top 4 for plus minus for being the worst were all Wizards. So, I mean, that team is just horrible in general. But this guy, he was below average on shooting percentage, 3-point shooting, you name it. Like, he's just not that guy. Maybe he'll be decent if he had a good supporting cast around him to carry him. But, man, sorry, CC.
Yeah.
You need to leave the league.
Okay. Hey, you know what? The only thing that maybe is keeping him in is can he do the Carlton dance?
You know what?
That's got to be a prerequisite for anyone named Carlton. Okay.
This Carlton reminds me of Tony Snell when he just ran around for 28 minutes and didn't record a single stat. That's pretty much what this guy is.
Nice. Okay. All right. Carlton Carrington from the Wizards is what you ought to know as who is the worst NBA player. Love it. Thank you, Luca. Billy, what you ought to know? Who is your worst NBA basketball player?
Man, I have 2 of them, but I'm only going to say one because I don't want to steal one in case someone has one. But
Okay.
I try to think outside the box just a little bit because I know Luca was going to come at us with stats. I knew he was going to come us with actual performance stuff like that. So I try to come at a different angle. I was reading some stuff online. I stumbled across an article about Shaq. And after I read it, I was like, holy shit, I actually agree with Shaq on this. So, like I said, I tried to forego stats. I tried to forego the bench warmers or like just the ineffective players. The different route just for the sake of a conversation. I'm going with Rudy Gobert. And hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out.
I love it.
I understand he's defensive player of the year and all those other accomplishments, blah, 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 blah. But for what his salary is and what he makes is severely underwhelming. He doesn't hustle. He's injured. He can't shoot for shit. The only thing he can do is protect the rim.
Mm-hmm.
He can't switch out on the perimeter. And when he was on the Olympic team, he barely played. So I just feel like for the hype that was around him and the contract that he earned, I just don't think he lives up to it with just his one-trick pony thing. He can score, but it's just going to be dunks and layups. But he can't shoot. He can't defend around the perimeter. He can't move. He's slow. And I think he's pretty much injury-prone. And I
he's
think
French.
and I think he's the reason. I do also think he's the reason why COVID broke out in the NBA when he did that thing. He licked the mic and everything.
Yeah, what is it?
He tested positive right away, too.
Right away. Yep.
What a douchebag!
Oh
He
man.
literally got the league canceled that night.
Yep,
So
he did.
I do have another one that I would like to share if T West doesn't pick that, but if he does, I'll piggyback off it. But yeah, just had to think outside the box a little bit and just kind of throw something else out there. So that is mine, Rudy Gobert. Fuck yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
I love the fact that you called out Frenchie. What's up? So bad in France.
I love it. Great pick. I did not suspect that. So I also have 2 that I'm kind of thinking of tossing around here. The one, I think if he would have made the NBA, he probably might not have been the best. He was a better hustler, I think. But Billy Hoy, he was from White Men Can't Jump.
Yes.
Dude was awesome. So, but he might not have been the best. He might have been the worst NBA player. Just throwing that out there. So I'm kind of on the Billy Hoy train right now.
Love
But if
that.
I have to be serious here, I'm gonna go with Ben Simmons. And I was looking at some of his stats. Like, dude averaged 2 points a game. For the games that he did play. For being a former first round pick, always being hurt. Who knows if he even was hurt? But just to not even get 20 minutes a game anymore, and just because I think he ended. I looked at like last 9 or 12 games, 2 points a game, something like that. 16 minutes a game. I don't even. It just was like, what happened to he's just the amount of money that he is also making to do the kind of garbage time in the NBA that he is. Just move on. You're just at this point you are stealing their money, and so I would love to go with Billy Hoy or Sydney from White Man Can't Jump, but I'm going to go with Ben Simmons here. So
I really do like your Ben Simmons pick.
Yeah,
I really do.
I had to look it up real quick. He's with the Clippers, and yeah, he averaged 2.9 points a game
Yeah.
with them. Man,
Right.
With Ben Simmons, if you go to NBA.com, like he's listed on there as a guard. I mean, forward as well. But as
yeah,
a guard who can't shoot. That's a joke.
yeah,
And
point guard.
yeah, and the thing with him is he can't shoot, and he hesitates to take any
Yeah.
shots.
Mhm.
And when he
Yep.
can't shoot, again, one trick pony. Defensive players are going to play off of him because they're not going to be up in his face because they know he's not going to shoot. They'll lay off knowing that he won't take a shot. He's not aggressive. And to your point, I agree 100%. He's always injured.
Yeah. So for being a first round pick, nothing, just
Mhm.
nothing. So
Yeah.
How did this guy make 3 All-Star games? I do not know.
Right. All right. So that kind of finishes up our playoff preview, our NBA championship previews, our end of the year awards. Love all our picks. Awesome picks. I'm super excited to see like how this comes true. You guys out there in the community world, let us know what you think as well. Who do you think will be this year's NBA Finals, and who's going to be the champion? Who's going to be MVP? Who's going to be Coach of the Year? Who's the worst player that you may think is in the NBA right now? See if you can top a Bronny James. See if you can top some of these guys. So, loved the conversation, guys. Appreciate it. Is that it, or do we got something else we want to talk about today?
I'm good.
Let's shut her down. We don't have to do trivia. It's already over.
Oh, we can do trivia.
wait for
We
that.
can do trivia.
All right.
Actually, I can say before we get into trivia, I can do one more little plug on a what you should know thing.
Ooh.
I'm pissed. I'm pissed, guys.
Oh.
Luca, you have said that I have never beat you one-on-one in basketball.
Oh, here we go. I'm excited.
Ding.
I'm excited.
And I am pissed because it has happened, and I'm going to challenge you.
Your wet dreams don't count.
Ooh, challenge time.
Challenge you that we can hype up Labor Day weekend.
Yes, let's go.
When you are here
Is this
in
just a
Wisconsin.
ploy to get you to hop on a treadmill or something? Like,
Yeah, I need a little head start to get my summer bod.
This is awesome.
Hype
So
it
you're
up.
talking
Go ahead.
one-on-one here? One-on-one?
Yeah.
one-on-one.
Dildo versus Luca?
Yeah.
And Billy even gets home court advantage. He knows the hoop.
I mean,
That's the hoop. Okay.
a baller
He
can
drives
play on
past
any
it.
hoop.
Ooh, that's a shot.
One-on-one.
Fired right there. Shots fired.
We can discuss the rules when we get closer to the date. We can live stream it on here. I don't care.
Yes.
I'm going to have you eat out of my hand, and we're going to
So
settle the score.
embarrassing for you. So embarrassing for you. Now the whole world gets to see. You're going to be like Tom Segura, go up for a layup and break your hip.
I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there to settle the score.
I
Because
love this.
I think
Shots
I
are
could
fired.
beat you one-on-one. All right,
This
I'm
will
done.
be epic. No, this
Everybody's going to
epic.
be like, hey, why is the game in slow motion? Like, what's going on here?
That's awesome.
Why is he sweating so much? He's just walking.
I'm going to be dripping with sweat before you even start.
That was just the warm-ups, guys. Don't worry.
It's the humidity.
We got the whole game to go.
I'm gonna get
There's
breakaway
always a
pants.
drop.
I'm gonna play the Bulls music when I come in the court.
You
The
have
whole
to.
thing. Whole thing.
Let's get a fog machine. You guys get your own entrances.
That-
music.
that would be
You know
rad.
what? I already know what my hype up song is. It's the same as back in high school. I'm gonna go with Outkast, B.O.B. Bombs Over Baghdad.
Okay.
Just that intro coming in, that's all I need.
I'm gonna drop bombs on you when I hit threes. After three, after three, after
Can you
three.
even throw that far?
Probably not. But like I said, I got to work up to it. We have a few months yet.
Should we throw the invite out to Travis Diener? I hear there's stories that Luca, you and him used to go
Back in
back
the
and
day.
forth a little bit back in the day. So
No,
I'll throw
no,
it.
it wasn't go back and forth. There's high school team, and then he just so happened to play at the same rec center down in Tosa or Waukesha area. So
Well,
went down there, and
I'll take
him
him
and
in
his
this.
cousin Drake. Hey, the 2 times I matched up against him, he didn't score on me. Now, the other 5,000 times I could have matched up against him, I just didn't because I knew he was going to score.
What's the height difference? You have to be taller than him, right?
By like only back in the day, I was only taller than him by like an inch or two. I think he's like 6'4".
Is he? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For some reason, I was thinking like 6'1", 6'2", but okay, nice.
Yeah. All you
right.
would do is sit way the heck out there and shoot threes from like almost half court.
Was he a cool person at least when you played with him?
Heck yeah.
Okay.
He was super chill. Drake was super chill. But man, you could tell that they grew up playing with each other like their whole life because they knew where each other were going to go. And it was just like boop, 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 pass, pass, pass. And like you couldn't keep up with them because they'd see which way you're moving. Or one thing that Travis is good at, he'd grab you like on the hips from behind a little bit and fake like he's going to go one way and kind of have you go the other way, and boom, he'd be like wide open for a shot.
Nice.
So, I mean, they were really freaking good. I only got to guard them twice because of switches, and they always played me in the paint because I was the tall ogre.
Nice.
So I will say, Billy, you can do this. I have beaten Luca once, not on a bunch of Hail Mary shots. They were good turnaround jump shots.
Okay. I don't know about that, man.
Oh, yeah, they were good.
I think the tree even helped you on one of those shots.
Nah, there wasn't a tree by there. We're fine. We're all good. Okay. Right. Love this. It's going to be awesome. We will live stream it, and it's going to be the game of the century. All right, let's hype this up. I love it. Billy, Luca, 2025, 2020. Yeah. Labor Day. Okay, let's go.
Labor Day weekend.
All right.
Get it done and over with real early. That way you have the full weekend to recover.
Yeah. Ice my back.
Yep. All right, let's do this. Let's do some trivia, fellas.
All right. Well, as we know, T West has the lead. He regained the lead, 42 to Lucas 38. And again, this was a basketball themed episode. So get your basketball thinking caps on. We can go. T West, are you going first or are you anchoring it?
Ooh.
How much did you study?
I studied a little bit.
Oh, man.
But it didn't help me last time. The last time I studied, I got 1. So, what I will say here, though, is I might use a little bit of Luca magic here. No, you know what? I'm going to go first. I want the ball. I'm going to score. I'm going to go first. Let's go.
Okay.
Get my Hasselbeck.
Hey, winners want the ball. I want the ball. I'm like Shane Falco here.
Okay. Is Shane Falco, Matt Hasselbeck? Is Luca going to be Al Harris? What is going on?
What is
Question number 1. Are you ready?
Yes.
Who won the first ever 3-point contest in 1986?
Oh. The first ever 3-point contest in 1986. Michael Jordan?
That is incorrect.
Yeah, I don't see that. I didn't study for that.
I'm not sure I know either, but I want to say it was I know it wasn't. Was it I'm just gonna say anyways. Was it Dominic Wilkins?
No.
Damn it.
It's a 3-point contest, not slam dunk contest.
Yeah, but you could shoot.
I have no idea.
All right, you guys.
Who was it?
The correct answer is Larry Bird, the Larry legend.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I blanked on
really thought one of you would get that.
I should have.
Yeah,
Yep.
I did not think about
Previous
the white height.
trivia episodes, Michael Jordan, remember, had the worst performance ever.
Yes. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. That's why I said him.
Yeah.
And it was wrong. Okay.
All right. Luca,
I thought I
question number
remembered
2.
like an Atlanta Hawk like shooting threes lights out, and I knew it wasn't Spud Webb.
The Kevin Patembo. All right. Luca, question 2. Which coach famously led the Lakers to 5 titles with their Showtime offense?
Are we talking about? Oh, what was his name? Was it Chucky Brown?
That is incorrect.
Dang it.
T West?
I think
No. Oh, I'm so dumb.
with their Showtime offense.
With their quote, Showtime.
Oh,
Showtime Lakers.
I want to. Pat Riley.
That is correct.
Oh yes, I was right. Okay, yep, perfect.
All right. Question 3.
Choke
Over to
on that
T West. Which team ended the Chicago Bulls' first three-peat run in 1994?
Ooh, ended their first three-peat run. Oh, duh. The Houston Rockets.
Also correct.
Yes.
All right. Luca, you got
I
some
thought it
work
was
to
going
do.
to be Jordan getting suspended / retiring.
Right.
Who ended the Bulls' three-peat? Jordan with his gambling.
Yes, pretty much.
All right, Luca, question 4. Which underdog team surprisingly ended the Los Angeles Lakers championship run in 2004?
Ooh.
In 04?
04.
Was that the Pistons?
That was
Oh,
the
yeah.
Detroit Pistons.
Yep.
Nice job. All right, T West.
Yep.
Which Golden State Warriors player won the Finals MVP in 2015?
See, you had back then. Was Wigan? AI. Andre Iguodala.
Oh, wow, that's correct.
Damn it.
Yeah,
I did
okay.
not think you were going to get that one at all.
I kind of threw that in there thinking, oh, Steph Curry or something like that. But
Right, like
Yep.
I was going with that. Oh, but I knew it was something different. I kept thinking AI.
I thought you were going to say Draymond Green, to be honest.
I didn't remember when Andre Iguodala won that. I was going like, what?
Right, like,
Really?
yeah.
All right, Luca, question 6. You ready?
Yeah.
Who was league MVP in 2001?
2001. Damn.
Oh, wait, I know this.
Allen Iverson.
That's correct.
No. Isn't
Who
it
do you-
Tim Duncan?
Mm-mm.
No,
That
it was
one
Allen Iverson because that was the year they
beat the
beat
Bucks.
the Bucks.
And went to the
Yeah.
finals.
Yeah.
One that was AI. Okay, shit.
Yeah.
All right, that was 1 year. Duncan was after that. He was 01, 02.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
All right. That was 6 questions. We have T West got 3 right. Luca, you have 2 right. All right. Bonus question. You guys ready?
See, senor.
Okay.
go.
Which team won back-to-back titles in 2020 and 2021?
Back-to-back titles.
Back-to-back titles in 2020 and 2021.
What?
Yeah, I don't think a team did.
No team. Lakers, Bucks.
You guys, that was a trick question. The answer is none.
All right. Do we both get it then?
I'll give it to you both because you both kind of said it.
Okay. Yeah,
I
we
said the
both
teams that
none.
won it, though.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't the question. It was which team won back-to-back titles in 2021. The correct
Okay.
answer
Yeah,
is
so
none.
we both said none. I think we both get that then.
Wait, who said it first? I said it first. So technically, I should get the points. It's about who says it first. I said
You know
it
what?
first.
I don't know about that. Well, the good
Yeah,
good news is
that's how it goes.
well, the good news is this is recorded, so we can always go back and see who really did say it first. Titles in 2020 and 2021.
Back-to-back titles.
Back-to-back titles in 2020 and 2021.
What?
Yeah, I don't think a team did.
No.
Let's watch the tape. We'll go back to the tape.
We'll go back and we'll watch the tape.
I will just give you both the 2 points as we sit right now, and then we can always adjust once we watch this because I actually think T West answered first. I think he said none, but you think you did, but we'll go back.
Okay, so that was a bit crazy. That was a bit crazy trivia there. So
It's anybody's game.
yeah,
Yeah,
damn, it's close.
not for long.
All right,
Next
fellas.
week, next recording could be the actual deciding.
It could be.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, it's getting close now. So, all right, fellas, this was a good episode. I think we got a lot of good NBA talk, and this time we weren't mean to the NBA. So usually we're a little bit mean to those guys.
A little bit.
Damn you, Powder! You changed the league.
Okay, so let's just say our Midwest goodbyes. Unless you guys have something you want to add real quick. All
I
right.
said my piece.
Well, then everybody say hi to your parents. Peace.
Yeah, tuning into the Burp. Let's get it. Let's get it, get it. You did it, 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 get it, good. Jumping into the Burp. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. This has been a presentation from the Ball. Productions.